Well, welcome to day one of the Llanelli Free Evangelical Church Advent Calendar. And it's for grown-ups. Really don't see why the children should have all the fun at this time of year. I don't know about you, but it's a bit of a shock to the system to think that today is December the 1st. But we hope that each day you'll join us just for a short thought connected to the wonderful encouragement and blessing of the Christmas message. Today's thought is, of course, about Advent. All over the country, boys and girls will be opening Advent calendars. I wonder if you had one when you were little. The 24 doors, each one with a little picture underneath or something like that. Of course, now they're a bit more advanced. There are toys, there are chocolates for kids, there are all sorts of things. The other day I was in the supermarket, I saw an Advent calendar for a dog and one for your cat, which reminds us that there are Advent calendars for grown-ups, but they tend to have slightly more grown-up-ish things behind them, like beer or gin or perfume or something like that. But laying all that aside, we mustn't miss the fact that today being December the 1st is a reminder that really we are kind of at the beginning of Advent. And Advent simply means coming or arrival. Christians classically think of this in three different ways. The first way obviously is the birth of Jesus, his coming into our world. And the other big way in which Christians tend to think about this is the promise of his return in his second coming. But of course our thoughts are focused very much on his first arrival 2,000 years ago there in Bethlehem. And as we prepare for Christmas, it's the reminder that God had been preparing this for thousands of years. There's a terrific verse in the New Testament in the letter to the Galatians, chapter 4, verses 4 and 5. When the time had fully come, God sent his Son, born of a woman, born under law, to redeem those under law, that we might receive the full rights of sons. This is the reminder that the birth of Jesus that December focuses on in this particular way is absolutely rooted in God's plan for us as human beings. And right now that might seem rather mysterious, and so we hope you'll join us over these days for these little brief Advent videos to help unpack and explain what it means about God sent his Son that we might receive the full rights of sons. One clear thing it means is that with God there is no social distancing. No keeping humanity at an arm's length. No keeping you or me at arm's length despite the kind of lives that we've lived and the sins that we commit. No, there's no social distancing with God. He comes to us as one of us, and he comes for us and to do us good in Jesus Christ. I mentioned there are three ways in which Christians think of Advent. The third Advent is the coming of Christ to our hearts. And we hope that this Christmas, as you discover perhaps things you've never really thought about before with us on these little video Advent calendars clips every day, just for a few minutes, we hope above everything that you'll realise that the coming of Christ into our world is that we might know his coming into our hearts and into our lives with the transforming power of his love, his grace, his mercy and his compassion. Well, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow and we'll hear a little bit more about the wonder of Christ's coming.